Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Haiku Friday. Today is March 22nd, I believe that's correct. Let's see. By gum, it is March 22nd. How about that? March 22nd, 2024. And yes, I am looking a little disheveled this morning. Not that Haiku Friday is ever an excuse for me to clean up, but especially messy looking this morning. I have to go for a run. So maybe that's my excuse. More about that later. Um, so let's get started with some haikus, right? March 22nd, 2024, and away we go. First one is from Max Q. Max Q on the mend. Uh, he's okay, but uh, he pulled this one out under some duress, and I think it's really good. Here we go. The old man's shadow, limping past the lemon tree, walking stick in hand. Yeah, does that picture something for you? It does for me. Um, if you live in a place that has a lemon tree, it's kind of cool. But in some ways, doesn't matter where you live, we're all affected by that old age stuff, huh? But I'll tell you, sometimes to be old and warm, I think, is better than to be old and cold. But not to say where Max is right now is not altogether warm all the time anymore. So thank you, Max. And, I think from one extreme of weather to the next, here we have one from Bill. 6 inches of snow, six more in today's forecast. Good day for oatmeal. Yes. Oh man, that's a lot of shoveling. That is a lot of shoveling. Well, I hope it warms up there, Bill. I hope the snow stops falling, or maybe you need the snow. I think we're always grateful around here when we get a little bit more snow to add to the pack because it has not been that great of a winter for snow. Anyway, thank you, Bill, very much. And Bill sent an excellent picture of what he's dealing with. Ugh. All right. Now we have one from Rico-san. And this one I can I can identify with for sure. Anticipating deep purple flavor of plums many months from now. Yeah, that's so lovely. I woke up this morning, maybe because I read this yesterday. I was thinking about plums and how, at least our prune tree, we have an Italian prune tree out front. And it's last year was not as good as years past, but it still produced. But there's something about that fruit that has everything going on. They're sour, they're sweet. The texture is really cool. Yeah, and as a kid, I don't think I was a big plum fan, but I am now. What an exciting show I have. I'm going to tell you about how much I like plums because Rika San's poem made me remember my love for plums and prunes. All right, here is my haiku. The magician's trick. Going to tedious length. I can't even pronounce it. The magician's trick, going to tedious lengths, makes sudden magic. That's mine. Okay. Uh, so that is the formal portion of today's Haiku Friday. A shorty, but a goodie. I'm excited. Sarah and I have a little road trip. Not a not a big one, but we're gonna go drive around a little bit today and see some friends. Really stoked about that. Um, what is going on? Well, let's see. Uh, if you would like to stay tuned for show and tell, we'll do show and tell next. I have been finally finished this oil painting, something that I have been working on and off. Those of you who work in oil know it's kind of tricky. You jump in at different points when different parts of the painting is dry to kind of mix in colors and all that stuff. So let me first show you the inspiration. This was the inspiration. It's part of my religious Sasquatch work. So That's the inspiration. Very famous meme, Jesus knocking on the door. And I'm trying to show like take those scenes and reinvent them with Sasquatch in them. So this one is called Checkout Time is Nigh, and that's what I've got. Room 6 at the Motel 11. I don't know if the person's outstayed their welcome. Sarah thought I should put an ice bucket in there, and I thought that was a good idea, but I didn't really know. Sasquatch is kind of in a weird position there, hunched over under the eaves, doing some knocking, and I don't really know. Don't really know. I don't really know if that is a good thing or not. So, but I know that if I put an ice bucket in his hand, I wouldn't have been able to do anything with him because he would have been like really weirdly the physics of the thing. The physics of the thing. Let me tell you. All right. So that is one thing I've been working on is that oil painting. I haven't done any of my usual misconstrued platitudes because I've been kind of wrapping up some other projects. I've got another oil painting there. I've got an acrylic painting there that I'm working on. Uh, so I have been working on stories for my Spo 74 website. I hope you can go to that SPO 74.com. Nobody sent me any Expo 74 memories. And I did say as part of the invitation, if you weren't at Expo 74, make something up. I don't care. I mean, who am I to prove whether something happened or not? So taking that lead, I made a couple of fictitious stories. I've got one more in the hopper, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. One of the things I'm working on right now is March 31st. Besides being my son's birthday, it's traditionally Transgender Day of Visibility. Boop, 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 boop. And this is a picture of Jan Morris. Now, who is Jan Morris? Jan Morris is a Welsh writer, was a Welsh writer, died in 2020, I think. Not too long ago, like 94 years old, was in World War II, was part of Sir Edmund Hillary's climbing team, climbing up Mount Everest for the first time, documented time, probably first time by white people, I would imagine. So I am doing a painting of Jan Morris for that, and have a little bio. So March 31st ish, I will put that up there. I've got a couple of stories if you want to read those. The back to the T-Dog thing that's on Facebook, but also on the website. I got to interview the cast and director of I Thought I Knew You, which is a world premiere play at Stage Left this weekend and running for 3 weeks. And it is a really interesting story of, I think it's a very cool story because it's got a lot of stuff going on. Um, it's a family drama. It concerns somebody who's done a terrible act of terrorism out of um, because of conspiracy theories. Like, hey, people going off half cocked and doing terrible things they would have never imagined they would have done 20 years ago. Gee whiz. Imagine that. So it's actually really good. And they performed a couple of scenes. I'm very excited to see that play. Opens this weekend. Now, those of you who know me know that I'm very proud of my new grandson. He's so cool. I love all my grandchildren's, but this new one, of course, newest to so he's getting the microscope on him. And man, what a cool kid. He loves to play and talk. He's just jabberbox and he loves music. If you play music, he loves it. When I bring out the ukulele and I play, he just stops what he's doing and he's a music critic, I think. So it's probably not all favorable, but he looks at the ukulele and then he'll reach out and pluck the strings. And he's like not even 6 months old yet, 4 months old, 5 months old. Anyway, what a cool kid. So I'm practicing the ukulele a little bit more. I have kind of I've those of you who see my pictures of my studio occasionally, I do have lots of instruments up on the wall. Unfortunately, I've not been very good about playing them lately. Um, yeah, so I have been doing my planting, got my tomato starts going, have my yes, I have tomato starts going. I have other things going, and that's really cool. Um, Downstairs under the lights, and we'll have those plants and start planting more. As those get bigger, we'll move those to a different place and we'll just keep going. I've been running a lot, trying to prepare for a 25K. Sarah usually takes first place for her age and gender group, and I am usually up there on the podium with her in a nice third place. I don't know if that's going to happen this year. It's kind of funny, people talk about the transition thing and they always think, oh, this is just a way for male athletes to get some medals or to take a place. Number one, I don't think anybody would say, I'm going to desire to be a different gender just so I could get a certificate or even a scholarship. That's a pretty big thing. Um, Number two, they've done studies that show that basically where you are when you have your after you've done transitioning, you're kind of where you were as your former gender placing wise, as far as so like if you placed third place in races as a male, you're probably going to place third place as a female. Um, And believe you me, I'm living proof of that. Having always been much faster than Sarah in these runs, she is now much faster than me. And I place accordingly, right about where I would have placed as a male runner. So, but you know what? That doesn't help people who want to hate. So, let's not let facts get in the way. So what else is going on? That's been taking up some time. I've been enjoying that. Sipping and Sonnets. That is this next weekend on Saturday at 9. Very nice venue. It will entail real Shakespearean actors and me. I've been, I've been in some, I've done some Shakespeare, but and I enjoy doing it. So I have one memorized monologue, and then I think I might just read a sonnet. I might bring a book of sonnets too and just read those. That should be funny. And the whole thing about it, I think, is that people pay for shots for people to drink. I hope nobody buys. I have not been drinking for since November, so dangerous territory for me. Um, but I guess it's fun to watch people not be able to do their lines, which um, you could I think I could perform that without having a drink. But it looks to be a good time and a great fundraiser for Stage Left Theater. So those of you who are around on Saturday, come on down to 9. There's information online about it. And yes, and same thing. I'm back to Stage Left. There's information. All you have to do is put "I thought I knew you," Stage Left, or "I thought I knew you," Spokane, whatever you want to do, and you can get tickets to the show. Enjoy, enjoy. So that concludes all portions of this here Haiku Friday. Probably a little more than you wanted to hear, but have a great day. Why don't you? And I'm going to go run. That's why I'm all messed up looking because I'm going to go run. Okay, bye now. Maybe.